Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It has been quite a long time since I last posted a video. I believe it was over 2 years ago in 2020, back when I was still working on the KCC, I believe. And well, I just thought I would update you all on where I've been, what I've been doing, where I'd like to go with the channel, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. So, just a fair warning, I don't think there's gonna be any wrenching today because I am on my way home from work. So, and I gotta go back to college tonight. But gives me an opportunity to fill you all in on the news. So I kind of got out of YouTube back in 2020. You know, it kind of sucked for me because I didn't really have a good camera. I had no way to hold it. You know, I didn't have a whole lot of money, kind of flying on the seat of my pants and just trying to get by. So what ended up happening is, well, I just kind of quit YouTube for a while, which kind of sucks, but I'm back at it again. And I'm actually really excited. I've got some good ideas. And yeah, so basically where I'm at now, 20-year-old college student, second year of college. I'm working on getting my diesel mechanics degree to be a diesel tech for Case IH. They are actually paying for my schooling, and so yeah, I just can't pass up that opportunity to do that. So there's that. I started my own farming operation 2 years ago, or was it? Oh gosh, it was in 2020. That I know. It was like right after I made that Case CC video, that last one. I got some equipment together, and I'm renting a buddy's land, and yeah, I'm farming old style. I mean, I'm using the Farm All H. I got cultivators for the Farm All H, and I've got a 4-row international planter. I believe that's I'm trying to think of the model. A 449 international 4-row planter, pull type. And I've accumulated a lot of stuff over the last 2 years. So we're gonna leave that in another video. But pretty much I'm really excited to be back. Okay, I have to talk about one thing though. I have to talk about the tractors and my current projects that I've been going through. I have quite a bit on my plate. So, and I'd like to take you all with me, because I think you would all enjoy it as much as I do. So, win-win for both of us. But anyway, you know, I've got 9 tractors now. 9. Got the ones that I've had before, the 1948 Farm All H, the 1942 Farm All M with the F11 farm hand on it, the regular, of course, the 1928. I've also got, I don't know if I made a video or mentioned it in any of my previous videos or not, but 1952 Case DC, and of course I've mentioned the Massey Harris 20, the Massey Harris 44. That is a new one. Well, I've had it for a while, but it's new to you guys. I've also got the Alice Chalmers G that I recently acquired. That was my grandpa's. Get into more detail on that later. 45 Farmall M that we acquired in the last few years. And then the JI Case 800 diesel. Yep, I got a diesel. So out of those tractors, let's see, the 48 Farmall H, the 52 Case DC, the 42 Farmall M, the Alice Chalmers G, the regular, the Farmall regular, and the Case 800, those all came from my grandma and grandpa. They're all tractors that they're in the family, so they're gonna stay in the family. And I'm really excited about that. So as far as tractor projects go, currently I am working on the 42 Farmall M. I've got that tore apart. Let's see. The 52 Case DC, I did a full overhaul on that. And then found out after a lot of disappointing attempts to figure out why, but why antifreeze was leaking into the cylinders. Checked the head was cracked. So I ended up taking the head off of that CC, planed it, new head gasket, cleaned it all up really good, same issue. Well, turns out the block on that is warped, so that's fun. So I'm gonna have to take all that apart, tear it all down, get that to a machine shop. But that is a winter project, and yeah, that's the deal on that. The Massey Harris 20, I did a full overhaul on that, got that running real nice and pretty. Now I just need to get tires for it, which is the big drop in the bucket because of how much they cost. So they're going to be sitting for a while, but it runs really, really good. And then let's see, I've brought that Case 800 diesel to school with me to college, because we are able to overhaul engines there in my engines class that I'm taking currently. So I'm going to do that there. And yeah, I have a lot of irons in the fire. So yeah, it's all good shit. But I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, I am just about to get home. So I think I'm gonna, before I go back to college, show you the projects, show you the tractors, and yeah, we'll get back with you. All right, guys, so first and foremost, we're gonna start off with these bad boys over here. This is the Massey Harris 20 with a whole bunch of parts stacked in front of it. This tractor does run. I did a full overhaul, engine overhaul on it. Well, I guess not a full engine overhaul. New piston rings, all new valve train, gaskets, the works. So this pops off like a top. I'm not gonna run any of these today, mainly because I'm a little short on time. So yeah, these rims and tires are definitely not original. They're way too big, but they're on there, so we're gonna leave them for now. Front tires are, well, shot. And then over here is the old trusty regular. Not much has changed on this thing. Starts in about 3 cranks, 3-4 cranks. Depends on how warm or cold it is. And I got to do some work to this beast, because as you can see, we have oil just about everywhere. And it needs a bath too. But starts and runs good. Belt pulley seals need to be taken care of. The input shaft of the transmission needs to be taken care of. Counter shaft gasket needs to be replaced. And then the terrible seal that has to be replaced is the bell housing to engine gasket and the rear main seal, because when this thing runs, it just drips oil like nothing else, and it is kind of concerning. That's why I haven't really ran it much for the last, well, since I discovered it. Unfortunately, I still run it every now and again, get it out, stretch its legs, but until all that's fixed, it's not going to be doing a whole lot of field work. Unfortunately, this is another winter project that I would like to get done this winter. Get it all done and pretty for Red Power Roundup coming to Grand Island, Nebraska next year. So I am pretty excited for that. But anyway, 1928 Farmall regular, 1948 Massey Harris 20, and we'll get to the rest of the tractors in a minute. Alrighty guys, as you can see, this is the Massey Harris 44. I cannot currently remember what year this is, what year this one is. I have too many, it's hard to keep track, and oh my goodness, there is a wasp nest somewhere. They're all, oh, they're flying in there. That's where that nest is, in the farmhand loader. But, yep, Massey Harris 44, F10 farmhand. I do have a bale grapple for this, I just need to go and pick it up. And I need to do a carburetor rebuild on this thing, which I am hoping to order a carb kit this week. So I'll make a video on that too. But it starts, it runs pretty good. It'll run a lot better when this carburetor was done. The gasket on the carburetor was shot and it was sucking air in, and no, it was kind of a bad deal, but we'll get it fixed up and get it operational again. I haven't ran this tractor in probably a couple months or so, so exciting. But yep, that is Massey Harris 44. We have a parts DC over here that I was using for my 52. I'm still gonna steal some more parts off this before this goes. Rear end of the KCC. That is another thing I need to talk about, is that KCC. What happened to it? Well, the engine was absolutely destroyed. I mean, it was one rusty son of a piece of crap. But as far as at the time, I didn't have the money, and I ended up just parting it out, and now I'm left with this. The engine block is up in the house garage, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But I mean, that engine was toast. So I ended up just cutting my losses, and I mean, look at the clutch. I mean, it's just one rusted mess. I mean, I couldn't even pull it apart. Had to unbolt the clutch, and yeah, that was a rough deal, but you live and you learn. So there's that. And the old Farmall H over here, 1948. Got the cultivators on it right now. I haven't ran this in about 2 weeks, as you can probably tell by the grass. But I ended up getting this cultivator 2 years ago before I started farming, so tractor runs great. But I'd love to do an overhaul on it because the piston rings, I mean, it burns oil pretty bad. So, and then over the last couple months, I did an overhaul on the belly pump there, and now the hydraulics work great. Still got the 3-point on the back. I ended up just not putting the back half of the cultivator on, but the front half does what I need it to, and there's all that. So it's good stuff. And then here is a pile of, well, it's hard to see, but there's a cultivator in there somewhere. And there's also a 2-row HM Lister International that mounts on the back of an H&M. So yeah, it's hard to see, but it's in there. I just need to cut the weeds out of it and, well, show you again later. There's that 45 Farmall M that I've been working on for the last, well, year. Just got busy and haven't had time to really get back to it, but now we're finally starting to get the ball rolling. I have the engine all tore down already. It is loose because there's nothing in it. Didn't really take much to get it loose. It was stuck. And I'm having wrist pin bushings machined on it now, currently. So I'm waiting on that, and then I've already got the new piston rings and pistons all shined up, oil pumps all done. I mean, it's ready to fly back together. And then the belly pump, I also did an overhaul on that as well on this M. So I'm really excited to get this put back together. I have some big plans with this thing. So cultivator pieces there, as you can see. I have about 4 or 5 different sets of cultivators here on the place right now. So what I plan to do is take two rows and make it into a 4-row to mount on this beast. And then I'd like to mount the 2-row lister on here at some point too and use that and do some listing. So there's all that. And then I have another 2-row lister over here, 3-point mounted. I believe this is a Dearborn lister, just by the color. I'm trying to remember what the deal was with John Deere and Ford, because I'm pretty sure John Deere made Ford implements for a while, but I don't know when the year cutoff was. But this is, I mean, it's gray. Looks like it fit perfectly on a little Ford 8N or something like that, but we just mounted it on the back of the Farmall H and go. We use this for furrows for potatoes and then also for sweet corn. So there's that. This implement belongs back out at the farm. Way we're trying to do some work on it. Have to put all new discs on it and bearings on these wheels. So that is still a work in progress. This spring tooth harrow I got for 50 bucks from a guy up near Loop City, Nebraska. It was a pull type. I got this when I was still in high school, so I brought it into the shop, welded it all up. My coworker actually had this 3-point that he was planning on getting rid of, so I got this from him. And yeah, now I have a mounted spring tooth harrow. Works really good. I used it this year. And here is the 4-row international planter, the 449. Works really good. I've done quite a bit of work to it. This was actually my my other grandpa's, not the one I got all the tractors from, but the other one. So it's cool to have an implement and tractors from both sets of grandparents. And then of course the little disc over here that we use. And the garden looks like it needs some help. So yeah, there is all that. And I have one little surprise for you coming up. Okay, starting up, more cultivator pieces. Wheel weights, those are going on the 42M. Oh yeah, the 42M is also currently being, well, worked on. That's up at my buddy's place though. We're doing axle bearings on it because it decided it wanted to drop a few balls from the bearing, and yeah, that has to be fixed. So more cultivator pieces over there. Here's where it gets interesting. So I haven't shown you yet, but I have implements for the Alice Chalmers G, 2-row planter, and the 1-row cultivator for that Alice. Got a Go Devil over there that we're planning on cutting down to make a 2-row. The blade for snow. And surprise, surprise, this old bucket of bolts, this rust bucket, is a 1962 International Harvester C120 pickup. Now what is cool about this is that it is a 4-wheel drive and a short box and a step side as well. So as you can see, it definitely needs some work, a lot of cab work. The engine runs, the engine does run, but it needs a lot of work, and I mean a lot. But I'm just happy it runs. So I got this 2 years ago. Actually, no, a little over a year ago. I got it from a buddy of mine. So yeah, I'm gonna be making videos on this once I get some money built up after I graduate from college, which will be this spring. So yep, there's all that. And we got one more tractor to show you, so stay tuned. Alrighty guys, this is the Allis-Chalmers G. So a little backstory on this. This of course came from my grandpa. It has, as long as he's owned it, which has been for 60 plus years, always been indoors. Heck, when he bought the farm, it was still indoors. It was in a shed. And this is one tractor that Grandpa always wanted to be able to work on, get running, you know, use it. But he didn't have the time, never got it running, as far as I've been told from my grandma. Because Grandpa has passed away. But yeah, look at that. It's got the sickle mower attachment on it right now. And I'm working on getting a plow from old Squatch 253. So that is a work in progress. And see if I can get over. But anyway, the one very interesting feature about this thing, the engine is not even locked up. It is loose. I am surprised upon surprised that this engine is not locked up. I mean, it's got a little hand crank sitting right there that you can test it with. But it's got a Continental 4-cylinder engine. I mean, this thing is tiny, like my hand compared to that engine. It's insane. My one thing is it's a flathead, and I dealt with this on that Massey Harris 20. I really hope this valve train is not locked up, because that was one pain in the rear end to get all that fixed. But it's going to be one heck of a project, and I'm really excited for it. Also, this is that KCC engine. I have it mounted on my stand, and I don't know if you can see all that rust behind all the jumper cables and stuff, but I mean, look at the cam. Oh yeah, a couple of pistons. I mean, look at these things. You can't get much worse than that. Bearings, I mean, it's disgusting. But yeah, that's what happened to the CC. It kind of ran out of steam. But anyway, I believe that is all the tractors I have here on the place right now. Case 800 is up at school. The 42 Farm All M is at my buddy's place. We're working on axle bearings, so that's fun. But yeah, I think that's about it. Well, everyone, I hope this was a decent update for you on kind of where I've been, what I've been doing, what the projects are going to be. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. I plan on bringing you farming videos when I'm out there doing farm work on my operation. Right now, all I've got in is a couple fields planted into milo or sorghum. So yeah, it's a good operation though. Or it's fun for what I want to do with it. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to answer them. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like the video. But anyway, it's good to be back. It is good to be back. And I'm really excited to share what I'm working on, share some overhauls, some farming videos, and you know, just kind of be me. So without further ado, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.